everybody. If you haven't been here before, my name is Joe, and this is the Joe is Hungry channel, where today we're headed over to Freddy's Burgers to check out their newest limited time offer, bring it back to the studio for a very thorough examination, give it the score that it really deserves, right here within the city limits of Fairmount, Georgia. Before I get started, I'd like to do a few Joe is Hungry shout-outs. Mr. Hot Peanuts, appreciate the super thanks, it really helps. Ryan, happy birthday and thank you for your support. Jaden, a special congratulations, you are now released upon the world. Wesley and Will, Jarrett, Gina, Crystal, Joe and James, Chase, Remy, Grady, Julie, I want to wish each and every one of you a very special Joe is Hungry happy birthday. With that business out of the way, it's time to make tracks over to Freddy's to test out the new BBQ Brisket Steakburger, which comes in 3 sizes, a single patty, a double patty, and a triple patty version. And we're doing the double patty version, which is constructed with sliced brisket, and according to Freddy's, pit smoked for 16 hours, 2 steak burger patties, smoky barbecue sauce, 2 slices of American cheese, pickles and onions, on a buttery King's Hawaiian bun. Each double burger all alone will trash your diet hopes with 960 calories. I have the full nutritional information on the screen and in the description below. A double a la carte burger will soak your dwindling wallet to the tune of $10.49, or make any medium combo for $13.99 before taxes in Georgia. I guess the next question we have is this thing going to be served in a timely manner? Will they give it to me piping hot? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is to roll the drive-thru at Freddy's in Cartersville, Georgia.
Welcome to Freddy's. Did you use Freddy's app today?
No, I did not.
No problem. What can I get for you?
Could I get 4 barbecue barbecue brisket steak burgers? What I'm trying to say.
Fries on all?
No, I just want 4 of them all alone.
All right, will that be all for you?
That's all I need.
All right, it should be $44.90 at the window.
Thank you. I've got my barbecue steak burgers. Let's pull off to the side and do the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Steak burger number 1 is 180.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Barbecue steak burger number 2 is 162.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Barbecue steak burger number 3 is 187.0 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've been watching my channel, you know I like my temperatures at 140 degrees or above. Hotter is always better. Apparently, the Freddy's here in Cartersville, they definitely get it because they passed the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Now it's time to open the lid, take a deep look inside, get ready to break out the scales, head back to the studios, and
do the Joe is Hungry weight test. Well, Freddy's, you kind of killed it on that temperature test. I actually wasn't expecting that, but can you keep the momentum going when we take off for the packaging? In other words, set the tear on the scales. Barbecue brisket number 1 weighs in at 9.75 ounces or 276 grams. Barbecue brisket number 2 weighs in at 9.50 ounces or 270 grams. Barbecue brisket number 3 is 11.05 ounces or 313 grams. Well, the difference between the heaviest and the lightest in this case is actually greater than 10% of the average weight of all 3. I really don't know what happened with that last one, but because of that, you fail the Joe is Hungry consistency weight test. Well, Freddy's, they don't give us any serving weights in their nutritional information. I'll just leave it at that and go ahead and add them all up, average them out, do the math, and you come up with a sky-high $1.04 an ounce. And for that kind of money, I expect something special. So let's go ahead and do the next test, the one and only, the Joe is Hungry big reveal. is what it looks like, and this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it looks like, and this is what they would have you believe it looks like. Well, we've seen what it looks like, and we saw how much it was. The price, to me, is pretty high for what I'm seeing so far. And as far as the photos, you tell me what you think, but I think we have some serious flat factor going on, and maybe even some ad photo puffing. I was actually expecting a little bit more brisket than that, according to the photo that you just saw. Well, that only leaves one more test, and that would be the one and only, the Joe is Hungry bite test. So it is, bite test, engage. The bread was fresh, toasted, and slightly sweet, along with being very fragile, which contributed, in my opinion, to its crush factor. The pickles and onions were fresh, crunchy, and plentiful. The beef patties were flavorful and savory and had that signature crispy crunchiness around the edges. The smoky barbecue sauce, to me, seemed like it was in short supply and nearly undetectable. Unfortunately, the brisket in its current amount has no real flavor of its own and brings very little to what is normally a fairly decent burger. With that being said, we need to pull back the curtains, take a look back in time, see what happened with Shadow Joe, and do the Joe is Hungry Sneak-a-Doodle Bite.
Sneak-a-Doodle Bite number 1. Sneak-a-Doodle Bite number 2. Sneak-a-Doodle Bite number 3. The onions are crunchy. I can taste the pickles. This thing was definitely cooked hot and fresh to order and has a good flavor. You even have a little bit of that crunchy edge on the burger. However, I was expecting a little bit more brisket than what I'm seeing right now. So let's go ahead and give this thing a score. If you don't know my scale is 1 to 10, 9 being the best. Anything above 9 is a once in a lifetime experience and almost never achieved. 5 and down is that slippery slope to the pits and depths of fast food hell. So let's go ahead and give this the score that it really deserves.
Freddy's. Outside of a little issue with portion control, and that could have been a 1-up. It is actually a tasty burger, but not because it had barbecue brisket on it. You could have left it off. It would have been the same. If any of y'all want to try this and tell me what you think, all I can say is eat it on site, eat it in your car, eat it right away. Freddy's burgers do not travel well. Now I gotta give this thing a score. I mean, Shadow Joe liked it. They cooked that thing hot and fresh. They didn't waste any time. Oh, so today, I'm gonna have to go 6.3. That is my number. This is my review. And hopefully, I will see you in the next video.